Bob the Cigar Guy here, Travelers West, South Carolina, and I am going to be honest with you, transparent and clear. I want to smoke a cigar. I really do. And I wanted something that was full, that was something that was delicious, that had a little bit of sweetness to it, but still could have that cigar tobacco flavor running through. I wanted to have good construction and good burn. So, I went to Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, and then I went to the Stillwell Star line. Aromatic tobacco. This is the aromatic number one. It's got aromatic tobacco rolling through this thing. Delicious, delightful, and lovely. I love this thing. When you want good quality, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. When you want differences in flavors, you want different types of stuff, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Absolutely. And when you want something that just gives you that moment of peace and pause, might I recommend Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Man, it's good stuff. And so I was sitting here. I've been sitting here in the studio. It's after work. I'm having to kind of fill up all these spots to be able to do these reviews and get the content out. Usually I just do it on my days off, but it's so good. But the plant that I work at, the car mill that I work at, is just back online. They did a bunch of expansion to the line, and there are issues. And I am the issue solver. I'm what you call a reworker. It's my job to fix the problems before they go to the customer, and we make sure that it's a perfect car as humanly possible. Gracie works out there as well. My Gracie, she works on the line at night, and I've never had a problem with anything she does. Chief actually used to work out there. Pretty much what I do, except I work in the bay as a mechanic, kind of, and he worked on the line fixing them as they were coming down, but he was still considered a reworker. So they're mandating our days off. They're telling we got to stay at work, we got to knock it out, we got to get it done because we are the solution. That's what we keep getting told. And we're staying over a little late and we're coming in a little early, and so I'm having to figure out how to creatively put these in. I don't know why I told you all that for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I guess I just felt like it. Possibly because I didn't prepare. I came out here after eating, choking down a Whopper on the way home. Got changed. Talked to First Lady for a couple minutes, and then out here I come. And I sat here for 20 minutes. Camera set up, lighting set up, everything set up. I couldn't think of nothing to talk about, worth talking about, because I wanted to talk about things of the day. And the days are just a hot mess. So much going on that is either political or divisive or, you know, that stuff. And that's not what this is for. You're not coming here to get that. You get that everywhere. Just need to get here from is maybe a pause, maybe a break, maybe something motivational, encouraging, maybe something just to laugh at. And I am that great target to laugh at because I have got tons and tons of material for being laughed at. And the Stillwell Star hits the spot. I've been jonesing a cigar for a couple of days, and I'm glad I grabbed it. Anyway, so I thought I would just regale you with a story of humor. It's a true story. And it's humor on two parts. You get a twofer. Not only do you get to laugh at me, you get to laugh and lament at Chief, my son Steven. Way back when. This was, God knows, he was in middle school. Yeah, middle school. Probably right around, I don't know, 2001, 2002, something like that. And I don't know if you know this, but the First Lady and I were in the ministry for a long time. And the First Lady at this church, we're at the church, the First Lady at this church was the director of youth ministries or the youth ministry director, and I was the youth pastor. And part of their package that they offered to us or at that church was that we could live at the parsonage. Parsonage is the pastor's house, the church's house. It's usually on property, and and you just kind of live there. So it's good for the church, especially because they got somebody if they need to unlock the building, or if they need to cut an alarm off, or if they need to do something else, they're there. You can't never call in with a flat tire to work because you live on property. And it's also good for ministry because you give lots of opportunities to sit and chat and chit chat other than during services. It was great. It was a nice house, but there was something weird about this house. Other than it had a pink bathroom. That bathroom was pink, all tile. You could open up Stephen's window, Chief's window at his bedroom, and stick your hand out the window and touch the church. I mean, slap close. Literally, no, I'm not exaggerating. It was that close. And so we were right next to the church. Big old huge parking lot, which is great for playing basketball and this and that. Had volleyball courts, had a big field. We were right off the main road. And I was young and still kind of silly. Now I'm old and still kind of silly. But I'll be right back. Hang on. Completely unprofessional. But not only am I Bob the Cigar Guy, I'm Big Daddy. And Caitlin's daughter, Macy Grace, my Macy Grace, stuck her face in the window at the door. And so I'm going to take the opportunity to say hey to her. Sorry, not sorry. But family first. That's a fact. So we lived at this parsonage right on the main drag, volleyball court. And Chief had gotten a airsoft gun, MP5, big nasty fast thing. It unload. It was automatic, just right. It would unload fast. Can you figure out where we're going with this? Probably not yet, but you will. So we set up targets, in the field. We'd shoot at the targets. We'd knock down cardboard. We'd get a cereal box. We cut little targets out of them. We'd knock them down, right? It's fun for a while, but when boys and guys get together, which is basically the same mindset, it always has to amp up. You got to, okay, we did this. That's fun. Let's do something else. Let's bust something. Let's break something. Let's cause harm. I don't know why we do what we do. But they're airsoft. They're little squeezy BBs, right? They're not that bad. It's not that hard. It doesn't come out like a bullet or even a pumped up BB gun, right? It's an airsoft. It's a toy, right? Well, so I get the wild hair. I said, I wonder how far it's accurate and does it hurt? Chief was on board. I said, all right. So you take the airsoft, you go over there on the volleyball court, which was dirt, grass. And I'll stand back here, and I was a good 30, 40 feet. And I said, you shoot at me a couple times. Let's see if it hurts. Then I'll shoot at you. And so he goes, okay. And so he cranked that thing up and he hit me. He shot at me a couple times. Boop, 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 boop. Nothing. Didn't get to me. I said, all right, give me the gun. He run the gun to me because I'm old. Even then, I was old in my head. Lazy. He's got young legs. He needs to work them out. So he'd stand out there and I'd shoot at him. Nothing, right? I said, okay, now we'll take 2 steps forward. So we went back. We'd step 2 steps forward. And I said, go ahead. And he shot at me. Did I mention that this is in the church parking lot area, right in front of the church? Did I mention that it was on a main road and people are driving by? What I didn't mention is the front door to the house was a solid glass door. It had like a storm door, and it was always open. So, did I mention first ladies in the house? So we step up a little bit. He shoots. Nothing. I get the gun. I shoot. Nothing. Take a couple steps forward. Now we're about 20 feet apart. So now he shoots, and it's starting to pepper around me. And so I know that I'm in range. This thing is not accurate. It's not supposed to be. And so it's kind of going around a little bit. Kind of like that BB gun at the fair that you're trying to shoot a star out and it never does because the dang thing is so wobbly on the barrel. So I take my time and I draw in on him and I shoot at him. I think I caught him in the leg one time. It was nothing. We laughed about it. So I said, okay, step up. So we stepped up a little bit more. And this goes on, and I'm barely getting popped, and it's really not worth talking about. And we're at 15 feet or whatever, something like that. I said, all right, your turn. And we stepped up to where we were about 7 feet away. 7 feet away. In the church front yard, on the main road, in the late afternoon, where traffic is driving by, with the front door open, with the first lady in the parsonage. This is not setting up to be... Did I mention I was foolish when I was young? I said, all right, I'm going to turn around because he could hit me in the face at this point. I said, I'm going to turn around and you go ahead and shoot me a couple times, right? All these times we've been shooting on semi-automatic where it's just one shot, boom, 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 right? Well, Steven says it was an accident. I don't believe it was an accident. Somehow I got switched over to full auto, where it's now shooting a ton of these things. We're about 5-7 feet apart. I got my back to him. And I said, all right, go ahead. And I hear that thing go, do. And right about the time the first half a dozen shots come out, the first shots start making contact with me, and they light me up in the tiny fat on the side of my back. There's a lot of fat back there, but it hit me in that baby fat. And oh, Lord, I don't know where that little girl came from, but I heard her screaming as she was coming out of my mouth. Oh, God, that thing lit me up. And, of course, Steven's laughing his head off, and I'm laughing my head off once I'm done screaming because it is funny and it's stinging really, really bad. And I said, all right, my turn. Now, all y'all kinder, gentler parents out there are like, oh, that's so bad. I can't believe he even tried doing it in the first place. But the fact that he knows that it hurts and he is going to do that to his son? You dang right I am. Shoo. That boy got to learn. Action's got consequences. And I'm going to light him up. Little Mr. Full Auto. So I told him to turn around. And now I look back at it. He's 7 feet away from me with his arms stretched out, his back to me, and I am now in an aggressive stance holding what looks like a fully automatic weapon. Right at that moment, God's got a sense of humor. Right at that moment, when I'm just about to light him up, the First Lady happens to walk in front of the door, and she looks out to see what we're doing. Just in time for me to hit that boy with a full auto burst for about 3 seconds. I ate him up. Boo, 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 boo. And it looked like the movies. He was jerking and flopping around and flailing around and hollering a little bit. And I tore him up. And so I put it down. We started laughing. And as soon as I did, I heard in the background that door swing open. And out comes the first lady going, Robert. That's what she calls me when I'm in trouble. Robert, what are you doing? I went back to being 7, and that voice was a mama's voice, and I was like, but he shot me first. Ooh, the trouble I got in. And Stephen knew I was in trouble. He kind of smiled a little bit. But I lit him up. I lit him up. He lit me up too. And that was fun. That was funny. But we never, ever tried it again. I bet now he wouldn't want to do that. Now we got, the kids are kinder and gentler now. And so we got Nerf guns. So we shoot the kids with Nerf guns and they shoot us. And I came up, it was BB guns. And Steven came up with Airsoft. Them kids get Nerf guns. I guess when their kids grow up, they're going to have what? Cloud guns where they just shoot little bubbles like bubble gun at them? I don't know. I don't know. But that's just a story. I think the thumbnail is going to be a little bit clickbaity. Something like the day I shot my son. Or something like that. Get people to watch. But if you're watching and you want to ask Steven about it, easiest way to do it is to go to Chief Talk on Thursday nights at 8:15, and he engages with the comments. So if you go on there and you ask him about it, he's going to have to tell the story. Now know that I'm telling the truth and he's going to tell it wrong. He's going to paint me out to be a villain. He's going to paint me out to say it was my fault. He's going to paint me out to say that he didn't shoot me automatically. I shot him automatically. But we both know. Kids lie. I was in the right. So, and I didn't get fired. But I did get a little talking to from one of the deacons. We put a kibosh on that. So, that's it. I hope you have a great day. I hope you do. I hope life is good. And if it's not good today, I know it'll be better tomorrow. I believe that. Because I believe in you. You can weather the storms, but boy, you do look good in the sunshine. And this year, that sun's going to be shining on you something fierce, and you're going to have a great life this year. I know it. I know it. I'll see you later. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Don't call Child Protective Services on me. He's out of age, so I can't get no trouble no more. I'll see you later. Later, Tater.